All right, guys, we got a really special show for you today. We're headed out on Caney Lake in Louisiana, catching really big bass using lipless crankbaits. I'm joined by my good buddy Rick Harris. I'm telling you right now, guys, it's old school fishing, and we're gonna put the smack down on them. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. Got him!
Look at that big fella right there.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! Look at that slab of rooski.
There we go. First one. Oh, that's a good one there. Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we're at Caney Lake in Louisiana. It's in the northeast corner of Louisiana, and it is loaded with big bass. I'm gonna be joined by my good friend Rick Harris today, and we're going trapping in shallow grass. Yes, you heard that right. The fish are shallow, using lipless crankbaits, namely the Strike King red-eyed shad, and we're gonna go catch some big old bass today. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporters. Meantime, we'll get the boat launch, get everything set up, and we'll see y'all here in just a minute on the lake. All right, guys, today we're heading out on Caney Lake, and we're gonna take a deep dive look at what we're gonna be dealing with. You know, the Deep Dive app is something that I've started utilizing the last year or so, and it gives you a bunch of different things that will help you on the water. The one we're gonna talk about today is wind effects. And when you look at this, it's gonna actually give you the direction the wind is blowing and how hard it's blowing and how it's gonna be projected through the day. But it has so many other features to make it nice and easy for you to break down water. You know, coming back through my entire career, we've always used every tool at our fingertips to make fishing easier, whether it be mapping, depth finders, etc. And this is no different. You can show up to a lake, you can know the water clarity, the wind effect, the temp, every single thing you need at your fingertips. We're gonna get out there, the fishing's gonna be good, the water temp's around that 45 to 46 range. It's cold, we're gonna be throwing lipless crankbaits, we're gonna be catching a lot of bass. Megan?
Decent, yeah.
There we go. That's the way to start the day. We had like
joke.
15 bites and hadn't caught one yet.
Finally grabbed it.
Maybe things are starting to turn around.
Hopefully.
Oh, he's got it pinned too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Here we go. First fish of the day. Guys, today we're at Caney Lake here in northeast Louisiana. This is a place we've actually filmed on before. I actually did a show here fishing 4-pound line and catching fish about this size and bigger. And it's just a really special place, especially this time of year. We're here in January, February, kind of kicking off the year, because we wanted to come out here and throw red-eyed shads. And this is the 2-tap version. We're gonna talk all about that today. We're gonna kind of go through how to catch these bass and why we're fishing the way we are. We could go out in the middle and go, you know, use active target 2 and catch a bunch of fish, but we're deciding to come up here and show you how to catch them in the grass, and we're gonna give y'all a big old lesson on how to do that today. So we're gonna get back to it. We'll see y'all here in just a second.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the first Lone Star Lakes of a brand new season on Let's Fish TV. Brought to you by Skeleton Optics. Skeleton is American-owned, veteran-owned, and features world-renowned Zeiss lenses for the clearest view possible. See what you're missing. Now we're going to start with a big sand bass bash going on the Sabine River above Toledo Bend Reservoir. These sandies are up there making their spawning run, and you can catch them in a variety of ways, like your rooster tails, your beetle spins, even live minnows under a cork. And Grand Bluff Park is a great place to go for either boat launching or bank access on the Sabine. Now, Chandler River Park is a good place to look for these sand bass on Lake Palestine, where you'll use the same baits. They also have boat and, of course, bank access. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
A good one?
Yeah, I think so. Ooh,
A really good one?
we're about to find out.
I love a good trap bite.
Yeah, I think knock these fire out of it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Here we go. Now that's more the caliber we're looking for.
He's hooked on the top of the head, so it's kind of scary.
You don't want to just put your finger in his mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna jump.
I don't want to get my gloves that wet. A little better one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Outside the mouth, treble hook in his face though. Pliers on that one. And this dude stopped it.
Did he? He slacklined you, or did he just hit it hard?
slack line to stop.
Yeah, that's a good one there.
Yeah, get 3-pounder. They get bigger, but
They get bigger, and that's what we're going after today, is a little bit bigger, but at the end of the day, there's nothing, in my opinion, that beats that slack line from a trap, or, you know, whenever you're sitting there and it just stops, you know?
My two favorite things to fish grass is a trap and flipping.
Yeah.
But this is just, you're just reeling, big line. I got 20-pound test on here, fast reel, big rod, and just sort of cracking on them.
Yeah, that's the fun part about fishing grass. And the thing is, guys, you know, you hear a lot, especially from pro anglers, that you've got to have that forward-facing sonar and all this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, coming out here with a red-eyed shad, a hybrid hunter, a thunder cricket, something like that, fishing this cold weather, fishing grass, I don't know if there's a better bite.
No, it's one of my favorites,
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, it's something about that, when that line goes slack and they knock that trap as hard as they can, it just is really a lot of fun. But we're gonna really break down here in just a little while colors, the differences in colors. You know, I actually have like 5 or 6 different colors on right now, and why it matters to actually have quite a few different colors for different times of day, different conditions, and kind of break that down for you to know if you go fish some grass, where you need to turn on your color. Because that's the #1 question I get all the time, is what color do I throw?
Exactly, there's a lot of them. Red's my favorite by far,
Yeah.
but you know, in the mornings or different lighting conditions, a brighter one, a flashy one, like a chrome or a gold. There's a ton of different colors you can throw.
No doubt. So we're gonna get back to it. We'll see if we can catch a couple more. Maybe a really big one. You know, you caught a 9 the other day.
Yeah, I think.
And so we're gonna set that bar high.
We got a chance.
Okay.
Big one. Big one.
Big one? Yeah. Oh, it is a big one. Like a real big one.
Yeah.
Whew.
Stay
Now,
on,
see,
buddy.
you got you one. I was hoping you'd catch a really big one. Oh.
Stay. Oh no, that's a bummer. Oh, that was like a 10.
What are you
That
doing?
was like a 10. I don't know. Oh man. Well, we saw one, which
I'm
is cool.
so mad at you right now.
You should have jumped in the got it for
Dude,
me.
I almost did. I'm not even kidding.
His little tsh, just stay
So, guys, this is the bad thing. The good thing, but the bad thing, because you always got to find the silver lining in every mishap.
Definitely.
The one thing that we notoriously always do is change hooks on our traps. And I know you had the hooks changed, but I can't stress it enough. I don't care who makes the crankbait, any brand, I change the hooks, especially when it comes to tournament time or something like that. But the other thing is, this time of year, when you do hook one outside the mouth, and that one obviously, as you saw, was hooked outside the mouth, it's about a 50-50 most of the time, especially one that size. And all they got to do is move their head like that, and they're going to come off. So, you know, thankfully it wasn't a tournament.
Yeah.
I'd have loved to have weighed it to see how big it was.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but
so fast.
now you're going to have to make up, because that was like a 9 or 10.
Yeah, that was a giant.
And so I fully expect like an 11 or 12 on your next one. That'd be awesome.
We can do it.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Power Pole, total boat control. Balls Out, made in the USA, heavy-duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on, challenge your limits.
Look how thick that thing is.
I mean, and you can tell he ate it from behind. So like, as my trap's going, he grabs it.
I just felt it push away.
Yeah.
Like it turned and my bait just went.
That's one.
Yep.
That's a pretty good one there.
Yay.
It's like almost the same spot I got that other bite.
Ooh.
Not a bad one. Yeah, he's a pretty good one. There's nothing better than that trap bite.
That was at the end of a cast too. I bet that felt great.
Yeah, it was good. Nice. Oh, there we go. I was wondering where he was. Just wallering around.
Oh, it's so cold, he can't fight.
Yeah, he's fat too. I like it. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, stop. Ugh. There we go.
Look how thick that thing is.
I mean, and you can tell he ate it from behind. So like, as my trap's going, he grabs it and actually swallowed it from behind. A lot of times you see them actually eat it head first. It's kind of interesting how they do that. It kind of changes up from time to time, but not a bad fish at all. I'll take 5 of those all day. Well, let's get this fish back. We're gonna talk a little bit more about color here in just a second. You know, when it comes to fishing color, you know, and a lot of other baits, I would say that you can keep it really basic. Black and blue jigs, green pumpkin jigs, you know, something along those lines, a white jig. Plastics the same way, watermelon red, green pumpkin, black and blue. But when it comes to fishing a lipless crankbait, especially around grass, when the water temp is between, you know, 45 to 55, in that range, the possibilities are endless for baits. Now, I will say this. Now, there is differences in the hue of the red. You know, like for today, he's throwing a color called Delta Red, whereas I'm throwing Rayburn Red. Mine's a little bit lighter with some gold in it, and his has got a lot more black, so it makes it darker. Now, when it comes to crawl colors, I keep it fairly basic. I throw the Delta Red, which is that darker hue. The water's a little more off color. That's the one I'm gonna turn to. And you know, my day in and day out though is Rayburn Red. I mean, it's got that gold. I love having gold and red. But you also have other colors like baby carp, chrome sexy shag, gold, you know, and having these different varieties of colors are really, really important. And if I get into a lake, especially like Caney or Sam Rayburn, Toledo being Gunnersville, I'll actually have 5 or 6 or 7, sometimes even, different color traps, different size traps. And it's not even just about that, it's about having the right size line too.
Yeah.
You know, you called me the other day and you're like, man, I'm catching them on 20. You know, and there's a lot of times, especially in a really good trap bite, I'll have some 12 rig, 15, 17, and 20, just to kind of give them different depth ranges. But for the basis of color, I don't know why, but red this time of year
when the
just
water gets
kills
cold,
it.
Red is key.
What's up, guys? Captain Taylor Burrell here, Wave Dancer Charters in Galveston, Texas. This week's fishing report. Man, it is a beautiful day. Spring is in the air. It's been really nice the past week. Catching lots of sheep's head and redfish up on the jetties. Even some really big sheephead pushing 24 inches. A little further out in the state waters, we've been doing really good on our state water snapper trips. Catching lots of bull reds out there as well with them. Further offshore, party boats been hammering the tuna. Even some of them catching some wahoo. And remember, guys, if you want to go fishing down in Galveston, Texas, give us a call. Wave Dancer Charters. We'll take y'all out there and get y'all taken care of.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
There we go. She about got her head out of the water.
Yeah, decent one.
Yeah, that ain't bad. Just imagine if that 10 had been hooked like that.
I know, no joke. We would have got it. Maybe.
Oh my God, Rick, let catch that bass.
I got her. I got this one. Look at the eyeballs.
That's so cool.
Cool, look at that. Got nicked by something. All right, where are the hooks at? That's what's scary sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, note to self, guys, if you're watching this and you're trap fishing, don't throw your hand in that mouth as fast as possible.
He had it.
Barely hooked.
Oh.
That ain't a bad one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Now you got the
Dark,
biggest
pretty.
so far.
Yeah. Kind of made up for that last one.
No, you didn't. Like, you can't make up for losing a 10-pounder.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
This is a little confidence boost, though,
Yeah,
for sure.
they're starting to bite a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And the big thing that a lot of people say is you can't catch it when it's so calm out, and that's the opposite here. You know, you can catch it when it's really calm. You don't even necessarily need wind to catch them on.
Now, when the wind's blowing, it seems like this bite kind of dies down a little bit, especially how shallow we are.
Well, let's get this fish back and we'll talk a bit more about where we're at. With that catch, I went ahead and changed colors because it's pretty obvious that yours was definitely the more dynamite color. But real fast, I want to show you the retrieve that we're doing. You know, we're fishing 20-pound line. This is 20-pound P-line, tactical fluorocarbon. What you're doing is you're making a long cast for me, and I'm keeping that rod tip up, and I want to tick the top of that grass and every once in a while snap the bait up. Now, there's a lot of different retrieves that you can have when you're throwing a lipless crankbait, and every day is a little bit different. So you kind of have to try a bunch of different techniques when you get to the lake. Another really popular one is yo-yoing it. And what that is you reel it, you pop that rod up, let it drop, you pop that rod up, and you're just yo-yoing that bait through that grass, especially grass that has a lot of holes in it, and that's where you're gonna get those bites. That is more of a technique when the water temp's like mid-50s, something like that. But this really cold temperature water, 45, 46, 47 degrees, that constant reel and every once in a while snapping it is really hard to beat.
Yeah, and it seems like the grass is kind of on the bottom here. Mostly it's not big clumps, so your rod tip's not really ripping it out of it. What I like is just throw out there, and my rod tip's down. And once I hit the grass and finally find it, I pop it up a little bit. But I'm just kind of burning it down, hit grass, pop it up.
And see, this is the difference though, and this is something that you can take from that. The way he's fishing on an 8.3 to 1 gear ratio reel.
A little faster.
A hyper mag reel, and I'm throwing it on a 7.5 to 1 Pro TI. So my reel is a little bit slower, which allows me to keep that rod tip up. Whereas for him, he has to keep that rod tip down to make sure that trap makes contact. So it all depends on the speed of your reel and how fast you reel to determine where your rod goes. I personally love having my rod tip up when I'm trapping because I can see the bites, I can see how my trap's reacting going through the water. I can feel if I'm about to go over a clump of grass. And you know, especially out here, some of these bites are really, really light. So having that feeling and being able to see it at the same time is really important.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism. Let's fish on Alabama's beaches. Fish Tips. Connect with the experts to find fish fast.
Oh, there's one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's one.
Oh yeah.
I figured he was a big one because I couldn't even catch up to him. How did he hit it at the boat?
Don't lose them.
He ain't that big. He's a good one though. Oh, he's got one hook.
You want me to grab him? You go.
Oh, I rehooked him.
Good job.
Ugh. There we go. See, that's how you land them, Rick.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here to teach me that. That's all the technique. I'm good now.
That's a good one there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, and speaking of Rick, everybody, this is Rick Harris. You know, Rick is a guide, and I would love to say he's just a guide at Caney or he's a guide at, you know, OH Ivy or something like that. but he kind of guides everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, he actually was part of the show. Was it last year, year
Yeah, it was
before
like
us?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. We went up to Lake Ontario and absolutely smashed some big smallmouth. He called me the other day and he's like, man, you got to come over here. We got to go do a trap show. And I'm sure glad we did. I mean, this is just a tremendous fish.
Fit that fish. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this fish back. We're going to talk a little bit more about what he does. And this is the traveling man of the fishing industry. There's no doubt about it. You know, Rick, you know, I've met him a handful of years ago. He's a really tremendous angler. He's very multi-talented, but you travel everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I do. You know, I go to a tournament or something, and then I get on a good bite, and I call my clients up. Hey, good bite, travel, come see me, and they do. I've done trips in New York, Louisiana, Florida. Like,
that's so cool. Oh God,
yes.
That one locked me up good.
Ooh,
I don't think he's big. No, it's a little one.
I saw him shoot to the right, and I was like, oh my goodness.
He's not little, but
look how happy he is.
God, that's the second one that's hit by the boat.
Yeah,
Man.
the front hook too.
Yep. He tried to get it good. I love it this time of year when they just give up like that, and you can swing them and they just
Yeah,
lay
just
on the bottom.
They don't choose violence.
No, they do not choose violence all the time. Nice little 3.5 pounder. Overall, guys, I'm not gonna lie, today's been a lot of fun.
Yes,
this is
it has.
exactly what I needed to start 2025. Just from the aspect of, you know, getting to go fishing with a buddy, catching some bass on lipless crankbait.
Having a chance at a giant, which we lost, but
We did have a chance at it.
yeah, but this place, like, there's not many places in the country where you can have a legit chance of catching a giant.
We did catch a couple
every
big
day.
ones
Oh,
though,
yeah,
but
for sure.
But the thing, I want to say one thing. You know, we try not to be like super over product pushy here, but we did make a very significant change this year on Let's Fish TV, and that is we added the Lowrance Ghost to our business model. Motor Guide went out of business last fall, and we had a conversation with Lowrance, and I'd used the troll motor a couple times before then, and I knew it was kind of an easy switch. Guys, today has been awesome. We're gonna wrap things up. We're gonna head to the boat ramp, talk tackle, talk everything that we did to catch them today. We'll see y'all in just a second.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Strike King, Tie One On, Glacier Outdoor, outdoors since 1982. Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Today on Caney Lake was very, very special. And the main reason it was special is because I got to go up there, trap grass with a good friend, and catch them on the Strike King red-eyed shad. And this was a brand new red-eyed shad when I got out of the pack, and it is scarred up completely. Now, today we were catching them mainly on Delta Red in the 2-tap version, which is the double sound, but a real single knock top sound. And if you look in this box, there is a ton of different colors that we could have chose from. But this time of year when the water temp is between 45 and 55 degrees, the red is really hard to beat. I was pairing that up with a 7.3 Magnum Hammer Team Loose Custom Pro rod. This is the perfect rod for fishing vibrating jig like a Thunder Cricket, or the lipless crankbait like the red-eyed shad. 20-pound P-line tactical fluorocarbon. This is one of the first times I've been using it this year. It's a new sponsor for the show, and it's absolutely an extremely strong line. I've been very impressed. I only retied one time all day long. With a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio Pro TI reel by Lose. Overall, finding the right setup, the right color, and all the right cadence on the cast is the most important part of landing these fish, and having an open mind, especially in cold weather days, that you have that mentality that you're going to go out there and catch them. Guys, I hope you learned how to find and catch them here on Caney Lake, and until next time, I'll see you on the water.